Well, I'm standing atop Breed's Hill, where the Battle of Bunker Hill was fought. I won't take the time to narrate every step of the battle. There are plenty of great resources out there where you can do that. Rather, I just want to take some time to show you around the battlefield as it looks today. Very different, obviously. You can still see how the hill commands the surrounding territory, but it's largely filled now with residences, homes. It's very narrow streets. Hard to get a sense of what it would have looked like on June 17th of 1775, but let's take a look. Well, by June of 1775, just a couple of months after the first shots were fired in the war, something between 10 and 15,000 colonial militia had surrounded the British Army in Boston. And the Massachusetts Committee of Safety had ordered a group of men to occupy and fortify Bunker Hill, which was the original objective here in Charlestown of both armies. Bunker Hill actually is not in this direction, it's in the other direction, but it is to the west of Breed's Hill. Well, the American militia decided to occupy and fortify Breed's Hill instead. And overnight and into the morning of June 17, 1775, something in the order of 1,200 American militia hastily constructed hundreds of yards of breastworks. And they had very quickly and very effectively fortified this position. And so late into the morning and into the early afternoon, the British began to land on the banks of Charlestown, which is a peninsula surrounded on three sides. I'll throw up a map for you. And to the southeast, which is the direction behind me, they started to march. Well, they immediately came under sniper fire from American riflemen. And so to deal with that sniper fire, they set fire to the town. And so it was the backdrop of the burning buildings of Charlestown that the British were marching up Breed's Hill with the fire in the background. You can imagine standing up here as an American, as the colonial militia, looking down on that. Well, there are three assaults. The first two were unsuccessful. Eventually, the British had originally planned to feint against the front of the breastworks and then attack and turn the American left closer over toward Bunker Hill, but that failed. And eventually they mounted a full assault on the fortifications themselves. It was in that third and final assault that Major Pitcairn was killed, who was the British officer that had been in charge at Lexington and Concord of the advanced British party, had a horse shot out from under him during those battles. Well, eventually they did cause the American militia to flee because the militia ran out of ammunition. One of the very last people to be killed that day was General Joseph Warren, who was famously bayoneted and very humiliated at the end of that battle. He had been the physician for many of Boston's prominent men, including John Adams. Well, it's time to climb the Bunker Hill Monument. It just opened, it's 10 o'clock. It looks like I'm the first one for the day to climb the 294 steps. So here we go. Little encouragement you get by seeing the numbers as you go, I guess. I'm 42 and out of shape, so this is going to be interesting. Hey, we're already to 25. I'll see now they don't give them to you anymore. Oh, there's 50. I think we'll take a break at 100. Oh, we're making progress. You can hear my breath. Almost halfway there. Not easy, for sure. There's the halfway point. Definitely feeling the burn now. Wonder how often people decide they can't make it. Home stretch. That was quite something. I guess as if you need help to get back, that's how you do it. And that's the direction the attack would have come from. See the USS Constitution right there? You can actually see all the way down to the bottom. Now looking out the opposite window over in that direction, you can see, I believe, right, let's see, right there would be Bunker Hill. That's the actual Bunker Hill that's out in the distance. That was the original place that was supposed to be fortified, but they instead chose to fortify Breeds Hill, which is a much better location here. So though it's difficult to get a sense of the battle itself because of all the residences, and you can't even really see more than 100 feet from the top of the hill because of the residences, the buildings that are in the way, it's not difficult to understand the strategic importance of this location, especially from up on top of the tower. You can see its importance as it commands all of the waterways around. It's incredibly steep right here near the top of the hill, and it's a long slope all the way down to the river and to the harbor. So definitely see why it was important. It's just hard to imagine the carnage that must have taken place here in June of 1775.